In 19th century Vilna, a wealthy man lost all he had. He was so greatly ashamed of being poor that he informed no one of his situation and eventually died of malnutrition. Rabbi Israel Salanter consoled the ashamed townspeople, quote, "That man did not die of starvation, but of excessive pride. Had he been willing to ask others for help and admit to his situation, he would not have died of hunger." End quote. When I first read the story, I was surprised by its ending. I expected the esteemed rabbi to blame the community for not noticing the suffering of one of its members and turning a blind eye to his dire situation. But since Rabbi Salanter seemed to have put the onus on the victim, which is definitely not his usual way, I believe he wanted to teach us a crucial lesson. While this story is told specifically about a financial hardship, it can relate to other problems like medical, relationships, or mental health. I remember a headline in an Israeli newspaper some 20 years ago. "Ofra did not die of AIDS, she died of shame." Ofra Haza was the most famous and beloved Israeli singer in the 1980s and 90s, especially after winning the Eurovision. But because of the stigma connected to the disease, Ofra was late in asking for medical help and suffered more from the embarrassment and fear that her true illness will become public. The newspaper, like Rabbi Salanter, wanted to educate the Israeli public that there was no shame in being ill and one must seek help. No one enjoys asking for help. We become vulnerable and sometimes even a failure in our own eyes. Moreover, in my experience, it is more likely for people who routinely help others to shy away from seeking help and support when they need it. But sometimes, as much as we want to always be the givers, we must recognize that there are times to accept other people's kindness, and refusing to do so may even cost us our lives. See you next week.